or to go to a supported breath. I'm like, what the heck is happening?
We're recording,
Okay,
whether you like it or not.
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Or just like.
That's
Well-
right. All our followers. Yes.
Or subscribe.
Another edition.
Or accidentally come across our video and then leave it quickly.
Nobody would ever leave. Look at these faces.
Oh my God.
You would stay forever. So what did you guys think of The Whale?
Well, let's talk about The Whale 2022.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser.
I wasn't sure what year it was, actually.
And he won an Oscar.
Yes, he did.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know that I thought that.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
And I don't remember who he's up against to determine that. I thought I saw errors in his acting. Like at times I went, ooh, that was sort of a lame way of saying it, or trying to be I don't know. It very much seemed to me like a play. Even when
it was a play.
But even at points, the girl goes and walks away and stops. It's like she's looking at the audience, and he's blurred out in the background, and she's doing a bit of a soliloquy, like they would do in a play. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like a play.
Yeah. And exactly. Like the one room too. Like when he's in the living room and the chair and the background and
felt like a play to me.
Yeah.
But it was so the setting was so muted and dark, like there was no color in it.
It wasn't. It was just so like depressing to the colors and
I imagine that was meant to
Yep.
be because of who he turned into with trauma, depression, remorse, whatever. But
Beauty would get worse. Like I would even think it would be more of a tip. It's dirtier. So obviously that girl comes and helps him out, his friend.
Clean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to hate his daughter. I did. I despised her teenage angst and attitude and hate and everything that she was. But I remember trying to put myself in her shoes. I was angry at everything. I was angry with everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the way that she treated him, and he would just kept saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was such a broken person.
His stories were lame, like especially at the beginning. I'm sorry. Every time his friend said something, I'm sorry. And I mean, I guess he's in the position of being sorry, but his sorries didn't hold any weight with me. I didn't find him as sympathetic a character as I think I wanted to be with him. I wanted to be more sympathetic.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I've watched occasionally, like My 600-Pound Life or whatever, some of those things and some of the things they deal with that they go through, and seeing some of them get better sometimes. But it's such a complex thing. It's not just not eating, and the person who's supporting them, quite often they're the ones who are enabling someone to stay in a pit of this. But this guy's able to order pizza, so he's still able to do that. The one thing I didn't like how they did it is when he sat down, they made the sound effects was like boom. It was this loud when he sat down, you could hear it, and it's like he wouldn't make a sound when he sat down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
It didn't shake the room the way that they made it sound like. So that I can see. I guess they got a little bit of not criticism or whatever in the discussion about the movie, as people were saying that are they fat shaming? Are they giving the role to someone who actually isn't obese and things like that? So you can find a way to, criticize anything.
You need an obese gay person to play this properly, right?
Yeah, sure.
You know what? I think that because I've had patients, specifically more in California than here in Canada, but we had 600-700-pound patients, and their personalities were so similar. And they did say, I'm sorry, in the idea of feel sorry for me, so do something for
Oh,
me, so
right.
you will enable me because I'm so sorry, and
Mhm.
please just just get me the Coke. Just please
Yeah.
get me.
Yeah.
And their characteristics, it's terrible to say both male and female, their characteristics were very similar to his.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's interesting to note too.
Yeah.
And
And there's always an enabler. There's
Yep.
always a
yeah,
wife or a
yeah,
mother or
Or
a sister or
somebody.
a
yeah,
friend.
and
And they
literally like
say, I
trying to,
feel bad for me.
yeah,
I'm hungry.
and even the body language too, like really down, like I'm sorry, like it's just this woe be gone.
It's whiny. I
Mhm,
can't
mhm,
stand
yeah,
it. And it's
yeah.
manipulative.
Mhm.
And they are manipulative. And it pissed me off to no end, where I could see it. And why can't anyone else see it?
Yeah.
Why are you enabling this behavior?
Yeah.
The
Makes sense.
children, the wife, like how are you okay with the fact that they're going to die? Their heart is going to be crushed. He was in congestive heart failure. He did a pretty good job, I guess, in portraying that.
I think so.
But it's the characteristic is, if you don't know a lot of 600-pound people, I don't know that you would know what their personalities are like. And I'd say that I've only met maybe 10 in my 30 something years of nursing, but 10 is a lot when there's 600 plus
It is,
pounds.
and
You
especially
remember every single one.
yeah, and especially too when you said with those 10 people, there were so many similarities there, especially with his Fraser's performance too.
Yeah.
Like you could just really see it.
And Jeff said I didn't like his whiny, and that's
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
they
yeah.
that's how they talk.
Realistic.
And I have to admit that after about the fourth sorry, I was getting really frustrated too.
I know it's
like,
irritating, but they do the same thing, and
Yeah.
you're so irritated by their behavior. I'm like, why is nobody?
Mhm.
Why is the wife or the sister-in-law, I guess you would call her, why would she not say, no, I'm not going to give you the meatball sub?
Yeah.
No,
Here's
I'm
some
not going to.
spinach.
Yeah, have some spinach and egg whites on toast or something.
Right, yeah.
But Jennifer, the thing I was expecting from him, and you can tell me if the other people that you met had this quality. I was expecting him to say, I want to get out of this. Help me get out of this. Help me solve my problem. Did any of them say, I want to lose weight? I want to get none of them.
Well,
They were
They will initially say, help me, but in the next breath, they will say, I just want a Coke. I just want a pizza. But yes, absolutely. I would love to be thin. Yes, help me. Yes, he was considering looking at bypass surgery. He was looking at it, but was he serious? No, he was welcoming. All the people that I had were like, sure, if you want to help me, please help, please. But you could help me by bringing me the Coke, or you can help me by bringing me the pizza.
Yeah. And it probably a lot of
Don't
it
ask
too,
me to exercise.
no. And speaking of which, probably with the exercising, you probably hear like, "Oh, I can't. I'm too tired. I'm just so exhausted." It's like,
Right.
yeah.
All you have to do is lift your hands up. Just lift your
Yeah,
hand. No,
like,
I'm just.
well,
If you could
feel
just
sorry.
bring me a Coke.
Yeah, feel sorry for me. Reward me.
It's
Like, give me a
it's
Coke.
very whiny. It's very needy. It's
Yeah.
it was I thought he portrayed them very well, which is not easy to portray because they're not nice people. If you've seen 600-pound life, they are different personalities.
Yeah.
They are not easy people to tolerate.
Well, and there's like clearly a mental component to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that he did a really good job of it didn't look like he was romanticizing any of it. It was done well. That like they talked about, or they showed when he was really upset that he was gorging himself, and how awful that is, because it's not just I've been eating so much chicken without the skin on it that I'm just somehow this way. So
right. He was aware, and most of them are not ignorant to the fact that they're fat. And it really doesn't, they've heard from so many people, you're fat. And when his daughter said, "You're fat and useless," he was like, "I'm sorry." Yeah, it just it goes right over his head. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
But he was obviously wanting to die because he wanted to have that money for his daughter. Like he thought that was about the only thing he could have accomplished in life was give money to his daughter, which the strange thing is when you give money to an 18-year-old kid, it's probably the dumbest thing you could have ever done. And so
You're not helping
Agree.
them.
and how he
No.
doesn't know that,
Right.
how he doesn't sit there and go, maybe I should, pay for her college and have some money set aside to buy her a house or, something of that nature. Because also if he doesn't die, but he tries to die and almost dies, and an ambulance does come and they do take him to the hospital and they do end up giving him a bill. And even if he doesn't pay for it, come death time, they come take all that money and nothing's left for the daughter.
Yeah.
Like, he's that
I
far
think
away
I
from
think
having
the
nothing.
way I think the way that he was blind to that is the fact that they are so narrow-minded in their personalities that it wouldn't even be considered. Their focus is whatever, food, dying, the money going to his daughter. It doesn't matter what you say, you will
Mhm.
not convince him that his mindset is wrong. If
Yeah.
he and his ex-wife or whatever was like, that's stupid, like live, and the sister-in-laws live, and she said, all I do, and the daughter said, all I would do is want you to live, just let me have more time. And he was like, no, I've made up my mind, I'm
Mhm.
not doing anything that you want.
Yeah.
And it's so narrow-minded and selfish, but that is 99.9% of their personality is exactly the same, and it's very frustrating.
Well, one of the lines I wrote down, and I can't even remember who wrote it, was, I don't believe anyone can save anyone. So when you
Oh,
have
yeah, who
someone
did
like that,
say that?
I can't remember. I wrote it down.
I
'cause
do
thought-
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
we
trying to
had- we
convince
had-
people.
We had someone who was close to 700 pounds. He was only probably in his late 30s, early 40s, and he kept coming in and he would be intubated, and it was so much work to lift him, to bathe him, to wash him, the medicine, the IV lines, the breathing machine. The tubes weren't long enough, they weren't big enough. And every time he came in, he had more scar tissue. And we'd say, you have to you were going to die at the age of 40. You're okay with that. Well, you know what, it is what it is. Like, I'll do what I can, never wanting to do it. And he ended up dying
Yeah.
because nobody could get a tube in him because of all the scar tissue in his size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it was preventable for the 3 years that I was there.
Yeah.
He
Well,
could have done so much in 3 years, and he kept saying, well,
It's just a
You
slow
know-
suicide, I guess.
Oh.
Well,
it's
it's
very sad. I thought he did a really good job, and I think maybe because I've dealt with people that big, that it resonated more with me than maybe somebody who doesn't interact with a lot of morbidly obese people.
And you probably, even though there are similarities, probably watching that, Jen, you were thinking of that character. You're thinking, okay, that reminds me of so-and-so, reminds me
Yeah.
of that guy that you talked about for 3 years. Like
Yeah.
you probably were having all these people in your mind thinking, that's just like so-and-so.
And the I'm sorry and the meekness, and it's like, get a backbone. Like,
Yeah.
what is your problem? Stand up, do some squats.
well,
Have some
at one point you could.
breaths.
At one point, you kind of can't. Like one of the shows I watched. The guy was always crying because his legs hurt and stuff like that. Well, because in the folds there was an infection that was just festering and just
Yeah.
awful. And it's like, of
Wash yourself.
course, you're in pain. But like at one point, you can't take care of yourself anymore. Your body breaks down.
It breaks
No.
down. Yeah.
But the time that it took for it to get that bad, all the steps that you could have made, and in our minds, we're thinking prevention, right?
Prevention.
In
we're
their
thinking.
minds, they're like, whatever, it is what it is. Somebody else will look after. It's not my problem.
Oh,
Just give me more medicine for the pain, or give me another bucket of chicken, or I don't know. It was an eye opener for me, and I bawled my eyes out at the end with the daughter.
oh, yeah. And the light too when she's opening the door. Like,
I know.
Yeah. Did you catch the part that where his whatever I don't know if he ended up marrying, but Alan, the man he loved who had died, he wouldn't eat before he died. He was like starving himself to death. And so this is this opposite. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to feed whatever is
Right.
missing.
I had to
in me.
watch him. I had to watch him die from starvation. I'm not going to do that.
Dude, I do the total opposite. I'm going to gorge and I'm going to eat. And that one scene too, where he's opening up the refrigerator and just mowing the food in. It's like, oh.
And then he's puking after. It's
Puking
like,
after. It's like, oh boy. And that one scene too, where the notebook was on the coffee table, and there he is taking that one of those things where you can get things, and he clicks on it, pulls it toward him.
Here's the bad thing. I bought one of those this week from Dollar Store before watching the movie.
Oh,
The grabbers. No, I bought it for a reason, because something fell in behind the stove.
yeah.
And I pull the stove out on an angle, and I'm gonna have to climb up there and try and reach down behind her to grab the thing that fell down behind the stove. That's why I bought it.
Exactly.
Now I have this Reacher thing, feeling guilty of. I could just say, but what's really dumb is he used it when he didn't need to at times.
See,
Like,
that's it. That's
his
it.
thing was right
Because, you
there,
know,
and he reaches down, picks this up. He goes, and he could have reached it. Like he actually brought it closer to him. Now it's within hand's reach, but he still used it to pick it up, which was sort of dumb.
And they're so good about, like, just like you said too, like the stove, like something goes in behind, you can take one of those and grab it. But like you said though, it's just because he didn't have to use it. He could have bent over and picked it up.
And they will do that because it makes it easy for them. Not because they couldn't bend down, but why would I if I have something to do it, someone to do it for me, or something else to grab it? It's less work for me. It's amazing how their brains work.
I think that's what sort of bothered me about this, is they didn't show the real difficulty of what he went through. The only moments is when he talked about his boils he has on his body, and the, like, when he started describing his life and how difficult it was the first time you got to see the real bad part of him being that fat. But the other things they didn't show at all, like when he was vomiting in that bag, he's sitting in the chair, he's just leaning over and vomiting. Well, vomit's going all over the place. That place needs to be cleaned up.
It smells.
That room would have smelled so bad, even if somebody worked hard to keep it clean. And nobody walked in there going, "Oh, the smell." Not one person did, and it was
No, that's true. I did watch that going, and then the sweat and the puke on his shirt.
Yeah.
No,
when you're that heavy and you go to the bathroom by yourself, you can't.
Right,
Not
they
anymore.
can't reach their asses.
That's right. They can't. They will be stinky. And then when the ex-wife sort of snuggled up to him, I thought that was really nice. But there's no way she can.
No,
no.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Even if he's dying, to be like, "Oh, dude, get some. Do you want a washcloth?"
Well, I really appreciated the sort of subplot of the fact that he's a teacher, and he teaches about writing and stuff like that, and he was encouraging his students to be honest. He wanted honesty out of them, and he wasn't being honest with anyone. So that was another interesting, and quite often you'll have like, okay, how does this person make a living? But they dealt with it, because sometimes they don't deal with stuff like that. It's like the practical things. It's like, okay, who's taking care of him? Oh, they showed who's taking care of him. Now, how does he make his living? They showed that. So I appreciated that they didn't leave a whole bunch of things dangling that made us way too confused.
All the people that I knew were on disability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was at least working, so they didn't show that much depravity, if we're going to call it.
And he was also educated to the point where he should have not been blind to his own
Right.
habitus, his own behaviors, but he was completely oblivious to the fact that he was leaving behind a daughter who finally had her father after how many years. He's oblivious to the fact that he just wants to die. It's in his head now. I'm not gonna change my mind, even though she's begging, please stay. And he
Yeah.
could have.
I know. He could have just said, I'll try. That's all I wanted to hear from him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Because then she would feel good that he tried for a minute, not because she's going to have a bit of guilt on her now of I wasn't able to convince dad to try.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And she would have felt great if he had tried. And
Mhm.
she had said, look, my father actually tried for me. He
Yeah.
did it for
Yeah,
me.
he did it for. Yeah, and when he left the family, then she could say, "Well, he did this for me. He at least tried." But the
Right.
fact that he didn't, and that was kind of an interesting line too from the ex-wife, where she says to him, "We've done our part with her. I raised her, and you will give her money or something." Like I just thought
Mhm.
that was kind of
Yep.
yeah. It was,
At
No,
the beginning too, I thought, well, no wonder Sadie Sink is such a bad B word because of her mother. She's evil. She's the devil. She's awful.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Why would you say that of your daughter?
yeah.
Like,
Clearly been frustrated with raising a child.
obviously, by herself, she looked worn, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
She
guess she
had
must
the-
have worked with the sister-in-law, a nursing
Yeah.
home or
Well,
hospital or something.
She
The
did a
daughter
good
was-
job in that role because the way she said it, she's evil. You know, like she was just full of such venom and
I
anger.
know.
Anger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know, and resentment.
I've now known 4 people in the past 4 years who've committed suicide.
Mm.
And and I've never really known anybody before that in my life who's committed suicide. Like people that I knew and would have had a conversation with if I'd have known that they were at that level, and you would have tried to talk them out of it or something. And one, Anita, you probably remember him. You remember in Frisbee. Remember Rob Lowe? You remember Rob?
I know the name. Yeah.
He was the older guy. I remember running his bike over me, jumping the bike. And his son Ryan, he was on the Frisbee team for quite a while.
Yeah.
Curly sideshow bob, curly hair, jumping
Yeah.
like really high for the Frisbee. Nicest guy in the world. I took videos and pictures for him at his wedding. He was so in love and had 2 daughters.
Oh.
And then I get a message that he committed suicide in May. Like,
Yeah.
heck is that?
Yeah.
He was the nicest guy, and I hadn't talked to him maybe a year and a half, but I would have soon. It would have been time to cross paths and say, what are you up to? And
Mhm.
like I hired him for a summer when I got back from Bruce Nuclear doing computer stuff for me. Then he started his own stuff after that, and he did some other work with me over time. Like,
Yeah.
and just to know that somehow it got too great for him that he'd
Yeah.
have to do that. That's difficult.
Well, that's the thing is, a lot of times, and you're not even supposed to use the S word nowadays because it's undead is what you say and stuff like that. But quite often it's males that are afflicted by this, and sometimes you go, oh, like with this guy, you kind of say, oh, he's marching towards that, and it seems unstoppable.
Mhm.
But other people is completely by shock, and you had no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
So.
Oftentimes it's the people who don't say a word at all. And mhm. Yeah.
Well, this guy-
And in the hospital, I've dealt with a lot of the S word attempts. Obviously, not. I don't work in the morgue, but out of all the ones, and I'll say easy 1,000. There were only a handful that were honestly at the end of everything. The rest were cries for help, or they didn't mean it, or they called 911, or they changed their mind, but then there's a couple other ones that really stuck with me where there was nothing that you could encourage them about.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. Like, you have children. Oh, what about your daughter? They're better off without me.
Yeah.
Like, no child is better off without their parent. Trust me, they're better off without me.
Yeah.
Possibly think that.
Yeah.
Your mother, no, everybody would be much better if I was gone. That's why in his mind, I'm like, why would you think that way? But he wouldn't think our way because he's not mentally proper. That's why he's that size. That's why his thought process is so skewed. That's why he's sorry. That's why his behavior.
Mhm.
They don't think like they
Well-
should think something's wrong.
But they also didn't wrap it up by, okay, he's really sad, and then flash back to a year from now and he's all skinny and doing just fine because he's had
Got his
surgery
skin removal surgery
Yeah,
and his
it's like-
gastric bypass.
But yeah, so like
Ozempic.
they didn't give us this trite happy ending that we all hope for, but it's like, no, it's not a happy ending for him.
And when they were on the beach and she was a little girl when she was 8 and you could see him in the distance and they had him all blurry. I was saying, oh, come on, let's see like Brandon Fraser as he really is. But no, they didn't. They had him kind of like that mirage, right? Like the way he used to be.
Yeah.
I did look up because I thought it was like a fat suit that he had on but apparently he'd gained quite a lot of weight for that. And it was, if he did have the additional weight for certain scenes,
Yes.
the fat suits that he had on weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Well,
The fat suit that he had to put on.
yeah, you saw the belly and the.
He did not gain 200 pounds for the role. That's for
No,
sure.
but he did gain a lot.
Yes,
but
yes.
He was
some
already-
parts were not his. But
I think he was already heavy, and he
Yeah.
sort of got not in favor of Hollywood anymore. They went, "Oh, we can't. He's not a leading man anymore," and they sort of looked the other way. And he couldn't get parts. And then this part came up, and he said, "I could do it," and it was sort of him to, reconcile the issue that he's gained his weight, and this was
even the hair, I wonder whether that's really Brendan Fraser's hair, because I knew that he had a hair loss problem, but his hair was so
It was. And of
just
course,
a
all I
couple
could
of tufts.
all I could see is Georgia the Jungle in there somewhere.
Yeah, I know. The Mummy. He was also in The Mummy. Yeah. So yeah, kudos for taking this unglamorous, unsex symbol,
for all of them,
hero.
every single person in this.
Yes.
I thought the Thomas character, the guy who came over, was going to be the gay's, the lover's son or something. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's a relation somewhere, though, right? He is related somehow to the
And
girl who was
I don't know. I don't know that when Sadie Sink called his parents, that she was doing it for good. I just didn't get the impression that she was trying to do a good deed. She just didn't seem like that. Like, I think she was probably, it ended up being a good thing by a total coinkydink. I think she was
of course,
as mean as her mother said.
of course.
I can't imagine her calling his parents going, "Oh, I feel bad for your son." I think she meant for it to be vindictive.
Yeah, I agree.
And it turned out to be something that was spun to be good, or he took it as good. I guess we never did find out.
Well,
But that-
like Brendan Fraser said it over and over and over again, just like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
He just looks through the foggy lens on the world. And
Right. Look what she did. Oh, I don't
turned out
think
great. She's so wonderful. Yeah.
I don't think she's that good.
You got to watch him die. You saw her leaving, and then it got really bright outside, and you knew all of a sudden she's an angel. The daughter is an angel sitting there, and he gets to see his daughter as an angel before he passes away.
We're on the beach.
No, that's him passing away, is remembering the beach scene. Before that, she goes to the door and she's going to leave. "I'm leaving. You're an idiot for wanting to die and accepting your death and all that stuff." She's standing at the door and she opens the door. For the first time, it's always been drudgery outside. it was always over.
Oh yes, raining all the time.
Always
Yes,
shitty.
like the
And
pizza
he opens the
delivery
door,
guy.
and there is light coming through that door. She's standing there, and there's light behind her, lighting her up. So now he's there, getting up from his chair, and she's an angel. And so he's
Oh right, when he stands up to try to walk without assistance, which he wouldn't do before.
right. And now, because he's actually committing suicide at that point, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk. I thought he's going to fall over or something. You know what I mean? Like that.
Pressure to death.
Good luck getting him up off the
Well,
floor.
he'd be dead if his heart's in that much bad a condition.
Yeah.
You fall over. So he sees her; she's an angel, and he gets up, and then he dies. And it reminded me of what's that Jodie Foster movie? The
First Contact or
First
Contact?
Contact.
Or Contact.
She goes to a beach in her memories with her father when she's on the other alien world or whatever, and she has memories of her dad, and they're on a beach. And so it was so much a reminder of what happened in First Contact when she was
Oh, I
with
think
her
I remember
dead
that.
dad.
I think it's just Contact. First Contact is a Star Trek Next Generation one.
It's Contact.
Yeah, Contact. Yeah. Mhm.
That's a great movie.
Well, and I really appreciated the fact that when he was talking to his students about the best essay he'd ever heard was this one on Moby Dick, and he was reading it to them. And then in the end, we find out that it was the one she wrote in grade 8. And it's about a whale, and it's like, oh goodness, it all kind of comes together, and it's
I thought
symbolic.
it was the boyfriend's or his or
Somebody else's.
an anonymous person, and then he said it was written by her. I'm like, oh, she's actually doing a shit job.
Yeah. And she was so angry at him because she said, I failed it. I failed it. Yeah. I
But that
failed
was
because
really
of
dumb. She failed it and never looked at what he wrote, which was her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can you
Yeah.
not ever hand in a thing, not look at me? Like, you got to look to see, did he do it in his handwriting? Are they going to be able to tell I didn't do this?
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna
thing you're
look it
gonna do.
over. Yeah.
So that was really dumb that she went, and I didn't even look at it.
Yeah. But they did sort of wrap it up, I guess,
they did.
in a way,
It was
symbolically.
And I really liked that what she had noted was what no one else had noted. And that's what he wanted to tell the world, was that the stuff not told is the difficult stuff. That's
Right.
what Herman Melville talked
Yeah.
about the whales, so he wouldn't have to tell the truth
Right.
about the other stuff, just like he never told the truth. And
About-
that the real story is the one that's never told.
Yeah, and the idea that he kept telling his students write something honest, and he wanted her to write something honest, and it's like he's not being honest. He doesn't show his students what he looks like, and then he's not revealing to her the whole truth of everything. And then in the end, he shows himself to his students, and you can see their reactions. And yeah, he sort of before he goes, he unveils himself to a certain degree.
And that there was a problem when he was eating the pizza and writing that letter to the kids at the same time. He opens
Yeah.
the laptop and he's eating the pizza. That keyboard would have been the muckiest keyboard ever of a mess. My
Greasy.
keyboard is dirty.
Tomato
The
sauce.
E and the
I look
H
at
and
my-
the E.
I see
would have been-
dandruff and stuff in my keyboard, and I don't need anything around it. I think my keyboard's filthy.
It would have been a mess.
Oh, and yet you look at that, it's nice and clean. Every time he opens it, it's nice and clean.
Yeah. Did you get the not symbolism, but the birds on the window ledge?
No,
They had a
No,
bird.
I wondered
feeder.
how did the dish get broken?
Broken.
Did she break it?
Don't know.
no, the lightning. That was
Lightning?
a lightning strike.
The
It was a
lightning hit-
lightning strike.
Hit the bird feed dish.
I think so. How else is it going to break?
Yeah, but I don't know.
I thought she was so angry that when she slammed the door or something when she left
Lightning
or when
strike,
she was
and he
leaving.
gets out
Oh,
the books and sees that and the way it's broken from the center out. So that looks like a lightning strike. You'd have to hit it with a hammer. You'd have to do something to it, which I think is a lightning. I think lightning hit it, and that's sort of like the apocalypse impending happening.
the judgment's on its way.
Yeah, it was the call because it was right near the end when that was happening.
But it's like as a guy who's got crows around and is feeding them, it's like, oh, there's a little bit of a.
But
there's
so why
story
did it say Friday? The word Friday came up.
Yeah, they no, they
Oh,
they
yeah,
had
you're
different they had different times
Oh,
up there all the
right.
time.
Did they?
Yeah,
Why didn't I see
Yeah, they
that?
did. Like one, it was. I think Anita, it
That's a-
started with Tuesday or
yeah,
something.
it began with that.
and then yeah.
So you knew
Like
that this was
underwear.
no, so that you knew how far along we are, and that it's the next day, and that it's yeah.
Oh, I
So
never really thought of that.
Yeah.
so when she said you're going to die any minute now, it's like yeah, she was pretty close to that
Mhm. Yeah.
and to being accurate. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it was definitely an interesting movie and not one like I've
No,
seen
no.
very
I
often.
think this is a standalone. It's very much different than the other ones. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's not a feel good happy thing,
Mm-mm, no.
but an education for sure.
Yeah.
No more pizza for me for a while.
Yeah, I know. I like how he was drinking diet Pepsi or whatever too.
It's good that he was watching things. Yeah. Very good.
I don't know that he was even diabetic though, which is shocking.
So what do you got for us next month?
Has anyone seen Manchester by the Sea?
I have
No, I haven't. I've actually haven't heard of that one. Manchester by the Sea.
There's a big movie about 10 years ago or something.
It's
British.
with, is it Affleck's brother?
Oh, look at that. 2016, 10 years ago exactly. Yeah. Casey Affleck's in it.
Yes.
Okay.
And now the funny thing is Manchester is not by the sea. It's
No.
Manchester in England. It's in the middle of the country.
Well, they're
Liverpool is
they're
by
not
the
in
sea.
England, no.
So
Oh, interesting. Because
Wait.
I just presumed it would be okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
British.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Manchester
sounds like a
United
good one.
Soccer players. I'm sure it's about the Manchester United soccer team.
No,
FIFA.
it's about the Indian Ocean.
FIFA.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully I've never seen it before either, but it's one that I've heard about, and I think it also got Academy Award. So
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So I heard a lot
Michelle
of hype.
Williams, maybe.
I heard a lot of hype about Project Hail Mary and how oh, this is great. And so I watched it and it's like I don't get it.
The book
clearly
was
don't-
so different than the movie, and I didn't like the movie at all. The book was awesome.
Yeah, I heard that same thing. So it's funny
No.
how you don't know what other people say, because there's quite often like I'll watch a movie and it's like a You've Got Mail. It's just this little light fluff, and I love it. And Martin hates it, and it's like it's all okay that we like
all
different
okay.
things.
And
But it's
sometimes, too, the predictability is nice. You know exactly how it's going to end just as it starts. But it's like, okay.
I still remember my first movie that it didn't end the way I thought it would. And it was called You Light Up My Life. And it was Didi Khan and the guy who played Roger on The Guiding Light. And he had an affair or something. And then I can't remember it, but she was in love with him. And then he broke up with her. And so the movie's almost over, and then you see her driving away by herself in a car, and it's like they're supposed to end up together. Like they kind of set it up. Like, what do you mean they're not going to end up together? She's driving away in a car. This isn't supposed to work this way. And I remember going, it's like, okay, sometimes it doesn't work that way.
Oh.
Yes, well, Brendan Fraser didn't get his gastric bypass and skin removal surgery, so you can't have it all.
No.
I'm glad they didn't do it that way. That would have been would have
Yes.
felt like a
Yeah,
cop out
that
of
would have been-
some sort.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well, we'll see each other in a couple of weeks. Anita, have a good trip.
Yes,
Yeah,
enjoy.
It might be longer. So we're kind of early in the month compared to normally. So
Yes.
if we don't meet until the end of September, as we have until to watch this next one. So
Well,
All right.
40 days, yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
Well,
everybody.
enjoy, Anita. Safe flight.
thanks.
Bye.
Bye, all our viewers.
Like and subscribe.